welcome back to the club. I am joined by the prettiest girl in the world, my bestie, Miss Ashlyn Clark Gober. Ash, I love you. I miss you. How have things been going?
Oh my God, things have been going great. Also, you're Gargy too. You guys, we have on the Halloween sweatshirts, the match.
Yeah.
Well, we're not technically matching, but definitely coordinating.
Yes.
Things have been great. I love the fall. I always forget how much I love the fall until it shows up. And it's just been wonderful. I have the door cracked. The little breeze is coming in. The valley trees are turning. So because here in Utah, we're so close to the mountains, their trees will turn red weeks before ours. And so now we've got a little bit of snow on the mountains, but the trees are yellow and red down here. Oh my God. I'm eating it up. It is so beautiful. How are things on the home front back in the ham?
Things. So this week we finally hit 70s in the weather. So that has been lovely. And it was 78. So not anything crazy, but it did finally get a little bit cooler. And then next week I saw there's one day, I think the high is 58, which this happens every single year. The week before or the week of Halloween, it finally decides what if I just decided
cold.
that it's fall?
Yes.
And then on Halloween night, you're frigid, even though 3 days before it was 70 degrees overnight.
When you got the final pieces together of your costume, half your ass is out. And then on Halloween, you're like, wait, I thought it was going to be actually warm.
Yeah, but no, it does it every single year. You would think that we'd learn, but instead we just continue to be dumb and not remember how things work around here. So it's been lovely. It's been nice to have some cooler weather. The mornings are finally crisp and
oh, that's the
crisp
best.
here is 60 degrees, but it's lovely.
It is crisp. I remember the other day I was walking to my car, I guess either to or from work, and I was like, oh, it's finally crisp. It feels so good here. I wonder what the temperature is, and it was 48. But mind you, I just have on a sweatshirt and a t-shirt under it, and I felt totally fine.
Yeah.
48 in Alabama, bitch. There better be
That's
a bonfire.
the dead of winter.
Yeah. So I believe you when you say that that's crisp. I don't necessarily miss that being crisp, but I do believe you. What are the Halloween plans for the Hoyts?
We're going to go up to see my family. My brother will have my niece this year for Halloween. And I may have mentioned this last year, but my parents' neighborhood has the craziest trick-or-treat. It is the place to go. Yes. There's their neighborhood is a 1 mile perfect circle. And so there's just houses. It's super family friendly. Traffic only goes one way. It's thousands of kids come and trick or treat, and my parents spend literally hundreds of dollars on candy every year, but it's so much fun. And I don't know what my niece is going to be for Halloween this year, so that'll be fun. We'll get to just go up there and hang out with her, and it'll be she's 3.5 now, and it's the
so
funnest, best freaking age. She is so cute. She's so fun. She's so spunky, and just I love her so much. I can't wait to see her.
What's she being? I freaking love Sylvia.
Yeah, I have no idea what she's being. So I'll get to find out.
I can't believe you're not privy.
On Friday.
You'll just see it when you see it.
No, I know. And and I was going to ask, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be surprised. It'll just be a fun thing. She can actually show me her costume, big
she's
reveal.
at the age where she can be. She's going to have so much fun. I freaking love her. So
Same.
Susanna this year is being, last year she was an elephant. Iconic. Everyone loved it. It was her first Halloween though.
Mm-hmm.
This year, okay. And this year, she's being Boo from Monsters Inc., which everyone always says.
As she should.
Yeah, everyone always says that she looks just like Boo from Monsters Inc. If you don't know Susanna and you want to follow me on Instagram, I think I'm actually public, but I'll be posting her on my story every day. She's literally Boo. It's gonna be the perfect costume. It's kind of low hanging fruit though, because it's a big pink t-shirt and a pair of purple leggings, and she's good to go.
Yeah.
And then so Jake and I got just the lazy PJ zip up, Sully and Mike. So I'm lit. I wanted to do the full on like blow up round mic for myself, but they're like hundreds of dollars. I mean, unless you get the child's version, but I don't think even a kid's large I would fit in. So
yeah, that is really crazy. I was wondering that because I feel like for, oh my God, Sully, that is PJs. Like that's pretty much what you would put on anyway.
Yeah.
But for Mike, you need like the big round.
I want it to be round.
I've always wondered how much. Yeah, I've always wondered how much those costumes cost, but it's not worth it for that.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't have the adult blow up one. We went to Spirit Halloween recently, and they had a kids blow up one, and I want to say that kids one was like only like $50 something. It wasn't expensive, and it had the fan and the batteries or whatever. So that's why all the kids are being that. But then whenever you look at the adult one, it's like 100 and something, and plus we'd have to order it, and I'm just lazy. So we got PJ version, and it'll be good enough. And we're gonna go trick or treating. I don't know what the scene is like around here for trick or treating because last year we just did like our 3 houses down from us because it was so freaking cold and dark. But we have moved just like 3 blocks over, but it's a little bit more. There's a little bit more kids this way than there were last year. So we'll see. We'll figure something out. But tonight we're going to a trunk or treat at one of the churches here. And Susanna is like in her fall mode. Every morning she wakes up and she says, I want to go see the monsters. Because we took her to like a little, it's kind of supposed to be like a haunted house, but it's really just like a Halloween themed like walkthrough thing. It's not scary. It's made for kids. Oh my God. She has not stopped talking about it ever since. She wants to see the monsters and the pumpkins and the ghosts and the skeletons. So she's going to be a Halloween girl. I think she's of the ilk of Aunt Katie.
Yeah. No, that is seriously my dream. Like the photos of her in the little wooden where you put your face in cutout.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. She was so
seriously
excited.
Oh my God. We sat on the couch the other night when you were texting me those photos and we scrolled through every single one. I mean, just dying laughing. Like she is the best.
She's nuts.
The cutest freaking thing.
She's literally nuts. So speaking of her and her journey, which this is like parent talk. So if you want to fast forward, like, I don't know, 3 minutes, go for it. We're potty training right now. Let me just say, I feel like you're supposed to potty train your kids at this age. Like before she turns 2 in December. I mean, a lot of people wait till 3 or 4, which is like totally fine. It's really convenient to change diapers because you get to a point where they like literally go pee or poo like, 3 times a day. So it's not like it's a busy task.
Yeah.
But she has caught on so quick and she's so interested in it. Like she like genuinely wants to do it. And it's been so much easier than I think we really expected. There was a couple days at the beginning where I was like, I'm gonna scream. But seriously, like, I'm just so excited for this next phase of like her independence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and not having to change diapers or buy diapers or like worry about any of that. She can just go potty. But that's so cute. And I think that it really does. Like, it's so kid dependent. My niece, I don't even, like I said, she's 3.5. I don't know if she's fully potty trained yet. Like, she has no interest whatsoever. Sometimes she'll say like, oh, I need to go potty. But sometimes she just doesn't. And so, yeah.
Oh, that's weird. The last time I was around her, she just had on a bathing suit. And like, she's like going to the potty by herself. But
yeah, I think it's
hit or miss.
It's not fully launched at this point in time. I think she like does okay.
I think that's a normal age. But I got served a lot of, as we all do, parenting content on Instagram for the last few months, and she wasn't really interested in it yet, but people kept like saying like, oh, 12 to 18 months is like really a good time for them to get interested in. If you even like get a whiff of them being like interested in the toilet, like you just got to maximize on that. And it wasn't even our idea. It was kind of her daycare's idea because they were like, she's telling us that she's wet and she wants a new diaper. Like, you just need to like, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
And she's asking to go to the potty because she just likes the potty. I don't know. So I'm like, okay, let's do it now. And then, our next kid's not going to be potty trained at 5, so it's fine. But like, I just feel like the kid will tell you, and she has been telling us. And so we're just trying to go for it. I think it's going to be easier, but then also part of me is like, well, whenever we're traveling, or like driving, you know, an hour. Or have to pull over
Yeah.
twice for her to go pee or whatever. So I might regret it, but we'll see.
No, it'll be great. And I've been loving all of the updates that I've been getting about, like, you know, she survived the full day at daycare and like one
She
pair of
did.
pants today, and all the photos of she's completely like ass naked.
Yeah,
running
so that's
around.
the other thing is the thing is she was really interested in the potty and she was really, you know, hates wearing a wet diaper, but the sensation of putting underwear on her was confusing her and making her think that she could just go for it, like just let her rip. So the first day I wasn't home, Jake was here by himself and he put her in just like underwear and pants. And he said like 4 pairs later, he was like, you're just going to be naked today. So she did a couple days like literally naked as a jaybird. And that's what made her figure it out, because it was like, I mean, it's not like she didn't like pee. She did pee, but we spent a lot of time outside because we were like, you're not peeing on the carpet. If we had all like hardwood or something, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But we just have carpet and then our kitchen. So she did pee in the kitchen once and then outside. But I think that was like a really important step, was just her being naked. And so in the mornings we still just leave her naked until it's time to like put on her clothes to
That's
leave.
smart. And like, mental note, don't potty train your kids when it's too cold outside for them to just like be outside all day. You need like a spring, fall, maybe summer kind of situation.
For sure. Although Susanna like doesn't care if she's cold. So like,
why are kids that way?
I don't know. Like she'll go outside and she'll say, it's cold out here, I need a jacket on. And I'll put a jacket on her and she'll have no pants, like literally be butt naked on the bottom. So there were days where it was like chilly and she'd just have on a jacket and a sweatshirt and no pants. So we were just, you know, we're going for it.
Oh, kids are so funny. She's the cutest thing. I miss her. And wait, you guys are coming home in December, right?
We are coming home in December. So let me just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Where the fuck has the club been? That's on me. Yeah. So happy Halloween with the episode. But so our plan was for September to do this book that we're doing this month, which is The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk by, who's it by? Carissa Broadbent.
Carissa. Yep.
And we went home in September. And I had said on the podcast, like probably twice, I'm going to be in person. We should do an in-person episode. That would be amazing, you know, whatever. Well, we're on the plane and I realized I did not bring my mic, which I was like, that's probably something we could work around. You know, I could just go get a crappy one from Walmart, whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, then we're home for a few days and I get a rip-roaring stomach virus. Took me out for like 72 hours probably. So that was shit. And then on top of that, like I still had to work and see my family. So it really I don't even think we came to your house.
No, we saw you guys at the brewery that day and then that was it.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's not enough. So it was like we got to see some of our friends, but not even like make a dent really in the like rounds that we wanted to make. Yeah. And I feel like that happens to us every time, because it doesn't matter if you go home for a week or 2 weeks, you're really not going to be able to see every single person. But I was like, the podcast is going to be easy because we want to go see Hoyt and Katie anyways, and Jake and Hoyt can just take the baby, do whatever. I was like, this is going to be perfect. And then it just like didn't pan out. So
yeah.
On top of not bringing my equipment, I was literally like 30 pages into the book when I got home. And so there was just no way. So anyway, finally finished the book. Katie has finished probably weeks ago. I think she was already ready to record when I got home. So it's 100% on me. I know no one's surprised. This is like kind of my MO, is fucking up the podcast, but that's okay. So anyways, we will be home in December. I can't go home until I think the 17th, because we've got interviews for it'll be our new class of residents. And those are in person this year, which I'm seriously like, thank God they're in person. Because like, imagine you're trying to decide where you want to go live for 5 years and you can't go like spend time in the city virtually. Yeah. So
no, that's really great. And that's so exciting for the people too. Like they get to go and travel and just like see new places. Who cares if that's where you end up or not? Like at least it was fun to just check it out.
And it's definitely expensive, but there's like a stipend. So basically, in order to like make it equitable, our program is covering housing. You have all the food that you need whenever you get here because they're doing all the meals. And then they're doing like a $300 flight credit. So like if you can get a flight that's $400 or $500, like you get the whole trip for $100 or $200. So, I mean, it can definitely add up, but it also just helps because first of all, seeing Huntsman, our cancer place, in person is so sick. And then also just seeing like a city and you're trying to imagine yourself in it, like driving around is nice, looking at the houses, figuring out what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
So, but anyways,
fun.
I'll be home in December from the 17th. Then I think we're probably going to leave like, I don't know what day. It's kind of hard because Jake's whole family is coming out for a ski trip on New Year's Day. And I was like, it would be really convenient to just like get on their flight so that we can have help. We can help everyone. It can just be a big group effort. But they bought their flights months ago. And if we try to buy a New Year's Day flight right now, it's going to be a bajillion dollars.
Astronomical. Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see. I'll be home for a while. And then they're going to come for a ski trip. But I'll definitely see you guys then. Because we're going to have, which I'm already like kind of stressing about, Susanna's birthday, second birthday party. And then we have like, you know, all of our disjointed family Christmases.
Yeah, you guys have so many people to see in so many different locations. So
Here's
it's a
the
lot
thing.
when y'all come.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you are a child of divorce, marry a child of non-divorce because you have just cut your Christmases down in by 25%. Whereas us, we have like, you know, 4 every year and then plus like the grandparents on each side. So I can't recommend enough marrying someone whose parents are married, but it's honestly nice because Susanna has like so many grandparents that love her. She has like thousands.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's I don't even know how y'all manage, especially with like Christmas where everything is so condensed down to like 1 day, 2 days, that everybody's having their Christmases on this day. And I know that you guys probably have family that's like willing to work around that because they understand that, and they got a lot of kids, like, mind you, y'all got a lot going on.
Yeah, so this is the thing. So
too.
Katie's family is like these 2 brothers, and one has 2 kids and one has 1 kid. And from what I understand, they like all get together on the same day. And that's like the family Christmas.
Yeah.
So so that's how my mom's side is. It's like literally her. But my dad's side is like, my dad has 3 siblings. He had more, but he has 3. And then his wife has 3 sisters. I think there's 20 kids in that set of 4 women.
Yeah.
And then my dad's side, you know, they're all grandparents now, not all of them, maybe like half. So we're all getting together and it's like chaos. Like you might as well just book a venue.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get everyone on the same
Literally. Page. Yeah, but somehow y'all manage to do it every year, which stressed me the fuck out. I have no idea how you did it 2 Christmases ago when you were 1 million
2 days past
pregnant.
my due date. Yeah. I showed up fuming. I told Jake it was because I was doing the 23rd. She came on the 28th by force, but we usually drive down on the 23rd. And I was having like no symptoms. I was having like very minimal Braxton Hicks every night. I was like, I don't even want to drive down there. Or up there, whatever now. It's an hour away. I was like, I don't want to drive up there and go into labor, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, we should just go because the odds of you going into labor in the next 48 hours are probably slim to none. So we went. And then, of course, like everyone's like, oh, my gosh, what are you doing here? I thought you'd have the baby by now. I'm like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, at least like that part of this Christmas is like not, you know, in the cards. We don't have to worry about the stress of that. But I did just want to give a quick recap of my trip home, like the fun stuff that we did in September. So,
okay,
I got to go see Lorde. Let me tell you, it was the most fucking fun concert. It was general admission. So, like, straight up hangout fest. Warped Tour vibes. Like you're scooting to the front, you're moving past people, you're like shimmying, you're like holding your pee for an hour. Like it was seriously so fun. It was like pretty much a pit situation.
Oh,
we
wow.
were so close. I think we were like 6 rows from her. It was, which
Oh,
you can't really even
geez.
count a row because it's just like people moving and
Yeah.
swaying, but it was insane. And then my sister got her wedding dress. I
So freaking
am
exciting.
so excited. She got engaged this time last year. She came out to Utah in this fall season.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so here we are a year later. She just got her dress. She's getting married here next September. I'm just like, oh my God, it's going to be so perfect. I can't wait.
That is really, really exciting. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, okay. So tell me more about the concert, because you have always, like literally since I've known you, been a Lorde fan. I know who she is. If her song's on the radio, I know it. I really like don't know Lorde or her music or anything like that. So give me a little bit of background. Like, has this just been like was it like a high school thing? How did you come into this? Because I don't know anybody else who's a Lorde fan.
That's crazy. I feel like Lorde is still a little bit indie, but like, you know, she had Royals. So she came out with Royals and I was like, hang on, who is this? She's so good. So that whole album, I like know every single word. I just like became obsessed. And so my best friend from high school, or one of them, Sierra, you know Sierra, she is like Lorde obsessed. Like literally flew to Iowa to be front row at her stadium tour for her, like, I don't know, 20th birthday or something. Like insane.
Okay.
So anyway, she has like Lorde had like 3 really good albums that came out kind of in that time frame, like high school to college. And then after that, she took a break from music. And so that's probably why you don't like really know her, because she hasn't been in the media or anything for a while. And then so she took some time off, and then she came out with Solar Power, which was a more like slow, dressed down album. And that was a couple years ago now. We went to the concert in Nashville, and that was before Susanna was born. So, but Ellis was born, Sierra's daughter. So it was probably 2021 or 2 that we went to that concert. And then she just came out with an album this year, like a few months ago, in July, and did a tour. But the thing is, since her stadium tours, she's only been doing small venue tours, because she apparently, like, the stadiums, they didn't all sell out, and she was like, this doesn't feel like intimate enough for me. I just like really want to like connect with my fans. So she's done these really small venues in Nashville, like both times. I think one was at, I don't know, it was like kind of close to like Opryland area of Nashville. It was tiny, like pew seats is where we went for that Solar Power one. This one was a little bit bigger, but I mean, they sold out in like 3 minutes. Sierra somehow got 2 tickets, but oh my God, it was so good. But the thing is, like, for her Solar Power concert, she really just did that album and like 2 other songs. For this one, because it has been so long since she's like really gotten to do her music, she kind of, not like a full Eras tour, but like she did this album with a bunch of random, really popular songs from throughout her whole career that were so fucking good that I just like never thought I was going to be able to see live.
Yeah.
We had a freaking blast. And I loved that venue, actually.
That is the best. Like, getting the deeper cuts in concert is like so special, where it's not just like the hits and the most popular songs from the album that like you've heard 1,000 times, that like are every single TikTok sound in the entire world.
Yeah, it was so good. So yeah, she's a little weird indie girl, but she did this, like, when she came out with her first single from this album, she just walked out to Washington Square Park in I think it's in like, where is that? West Village, I think.
No idea.
It's in New York. It's like at the White Arch or whatever. Just like walks out. She like, I guess she tweeted that she was going to be there, and like hundreds of people just like showed up to the park, and she just played her song on like a stereo and videoed it, and that was the music video.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like really kind of indie and weird, but she's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering about that because I feel like I have heard stories from more than one. Maybe it's not more than one. Maybe it is literally one Lord concert with you and Sierra from like years past. And so it just always was like your thing. Like you're the only person that I know.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I have so many friends that are Lord fans, so I like didn't even think, twice about it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So let's kind of shift to away from me. Unless do you have anything? Do you have anything new to share? I was going to kind of jump into like what we're reading now, everything.
Okay. The only updates that I have are we went on our anniversary trip.
Katie is a New England girl, I think.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And this is exactly what I wanted this year. Like, we love New England and we've been multiple times. And so normally we do like a big hiking trip, but I was like, you know what, this year, like, I'm just craving fall. Like, that's all that I want is a New England fall. And so we went up there, flew into Boston. We went to Salem because it's just like I'm a Halloween girl. Like, every Halloween girl needs to go to Salem. Let me tell you guys, it was not what I was expecting. Okay. First of all, what I wanted was like eerie old houses, like cobblestone streets, kind of like more like rundown vibes. It was not that. The town itself was like gorgeous.
Oh.
Yeah. And there are cobblestone streets. Like, don't get me wrong. They exist. It's so commercialized, which again I expected. I know that Salem in October is like the big thing, everybody goes. The way my husband and I were the only normal people in all of Salem was seriously the craziest things I've ever experienced. Like, we go to get on the train and I'm just looking around and I'm like, I didn't know you were supposed to come in costume. I thought you could just wear like your regular girl
through the
clothes
town, like
and
to
show
dinner.
up. Yeah, like everyone had on like a witch hat or devil ears, or they were like full-fledged witch or devil, or like any genre of Halloween. People were dressed up as Freddy Krueger. People were dressed up as Michael Myers. It was so crazy.
Maybe they heard you were coming and they thought this girl really wants the hocus pocus experience. And they were like, let's all
Sanderson
just,
sisters.
what if we just all dress up?
Oh my God. Like, I was so confused. Like, we got off the train and I was like, I just thought that people came here. Like, I thought we were all normal. We're not.
No,
like,
we're not.
It's not for normal people. But it was lovely. We got to walk around. We got to see everything. We got to see the Hocus Pocus house and the big like witch statue in the park and like all of that. I would never go back, but to like satiate my curiosity, I had to go. And Hoyt was like, I feel like this is a big waste of time. And then like, and Salem is like north of Boston. And we were driving down to Newport, Rhode Island after that, and sat in Boston traffic. Oh my God, I've never been so short-tempered in my entire life. It was awful.
Damn.
It was like, this was not worth it. And I was like, it wasn't, but at the same time, like I would always be curious if we hadn't gone. So
yeah,
marked that one off the list.
How far is it from Boston?
It's not like that far, but we had to drive 100% like completely through Boston to get down to Newport. I want to say Salem from downtown Boston is maybe like 40 minutes, depending on traffic.
I did not realize it was that close. It's funny because whenever you were talking about Salem, I guess somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew that they were close by. But when you were like cobblestone streets, like cemetery, like witchy, whenever we went to Boston last year, like there was a lot of like really well preserved, like historical neighborhoods and streets. And I was like, dang, Boston in the fall, I bet's pretty. But I didn't realize like they were neighbors.
Yeah, it's like kind of just like on the outskirts of Boston. So that was not fun. But when we got to Newport, like my world has been forever changed. I will go to Newport. I like told Hoyt's family, I was like, don't be surprised if we're here every single October for the rest of our lives. It was so gorgeous and so perfect. Granted, I don't know how we luck into this, but every year on our anniversary, we have the most perfect weather. It's like beautiful, clear skies and just like gorgeous scenery. So then I end up falling in love with every single place that we go every year. But Newport was so special. It was quaint. It was cutesy. You could just like walk around all these shops. There's the beach. There's the gorgeous like mansions. The resort that we stayed at was gorgeous. And I'm obsessed.
I have to
if
go.
you haven't been to Newport, you literally have to go, and I can't recommend going in the fall. More granted, we had like unseasonably warm weather. It was like 75 every day and not a cloud in the sky. Like it was literally perfect. But yeah, if you haven't been to Newport, you got to go. And it's really chill, like low key. We went to the beach one day and just like hung out on the sand. Like the pool was open still while we were there. It was lovely.
That's, oh my God, that's my dream. I found out the day, or I guess sometime this week, that one of my coworkers is from Rhode Island. And I was like, what? One of my best friends was just there. I've never even met, I don't even think I've met anyone from Rhode Island. And then our other friends that live in Utah that we met in Park City with Katie and Hoyt are moving to Rhode Island because their parents live there. And I'm like, what's going on in Rhode Island this year? Like, what's all the hullabaloo? But now, like, after seeing your photos from the vacation, I'm like, oh, no, I get it. I'm sad. I'm here.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, literally from the second we drove into the state, I was like, Rhode Island, like, no one tell anybody about Rhode Island because it is so gorgeous. Like, and this is the other thing. I know that in the summertime, it has to be absolutely popping because this was like, everything online was like, oh, if you go in October, like it's the off season, no one's there. It's a ghost town. Where? There were people everywhere, like an hour wait for lunch on a Tuesday.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that would be doable for like summer because all I got all summer were these reels about like Rhode Island summer, New England summer, like hydrangeas and sweaters at night and like lobster roll on the beach. Like I'm like, okay, I don't know how I got targeted for this demographic, but like just what I've seen about, I see so much more about Rhode Island summer. So I can't imagine that you can't even get a fucking reservation there in the summer.
No, like you would definitely have to book out a month or so, probably 2 months in advance, especially if you wanted to go to like a nicer dinner. Oh my God. But it was really good. We had a lot of good food. We ate at our resort a lot, honestly, just because Hoyt and I are lazy when we're on vacation. We like don't want to do anything unless we're hiking then. But outside of the hiking, we don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So it was perfect for us. Our resort, it was called Newport Harbor Island Resort. A little pricey, worth every single penny. Oh my God. Like,
I have to imagine that most of the Newport resorts or hotels would be a bit on the pricier side.
Yeah.
I don't think you just like
It's
go
just
to
like
New England like without spending money.
No. I don't. And especially, yeah. And like we even went in the off season. It was still expensive, but worth every penny. I would do it over and over again. I did not want to leave the resort. We had to leave because we also went to Connecticut. I'm just like completely skipping that part. But I did not want to leave. Like I seriously contemplated asking Hoyt if we could figure out a way to just like stay. We ended up going to Connecticut. We went to New Haven and we toured Yale, and it was so much better than I ever could have like imagined it to be. It was amazing, you guys. Like, this shows how uncultured I am. I didn't know that Yale is like in the middle of downtown.
No, I didn't know that either.
Was like, yeah, I thought it was like out in the country, like green grass everywhere, trees. No, it's literally in downtown New Haven, which of course it's got like its own campus, so everything's clustered right there together. But it was gorgeous. The buildings were gorgeous. We did like a whole walking tour. It was so much better than I ever could have imagined. And even Hoyt was like, yeah, like I didn't want to do this, but now I'm really glad we did. So that's my trip recap.
It
was great. You guys go to Rhode Island, but like don't tell anybody else about it.
Yeah.
Just this is between us.
Speaking of, and I'm sorry that we've been mumbling on for like 37 minutes at this point, but speaking of Yale, I have just started rewatching Gossip Girl. Let me just tell y'all, it has the perfect fall vibes. I don't know what it is about it. Like, it just feels so. I usually watch Gilmore Girls, but I'm just kind of, I've done that. And now I'm on to Gossip Girl, and I'm like, wow, this is so good. Like, this is so good. I'm only on episode 6, and I'm like loving every minute. And, but like, I also can't imagine, like, from episode 1, they're like putting pressure on themselves to go to Harvard and Yale. I'm like, I can't imagine growing up in a place where that's like the expected norm. Like, you're going to have to go to an Ivy League or else like you're nobody.
Yes. No, it's really crazy. And like when we were at Yale, I made a wish in the fountain that like one of my kids would go to Yale so that I could like come here and like wear the
Oh my God,
attire and all of that. Because let me tell you, like the girls are wearing what you see on TV that people wear at Ivy League schools. Like it was everything that is depicted in like media. But Hoyt was like, our kid's not gonna go to Yale. And I was like, why would you ever say that to me? Like,
yeah,
our kid's gonna go to Yale.
They
can. And he was like, Katie, people from Oak Mountain High School aren't going to Yale. Like, I'm sorry, but the opportunity.
Well, someone from Gadsden City went to Harvard,
itself.
so I think we can make it happen.
We can make it happen. And I was like, and he was like, by the way, like, I'm kind of dumb, so I don't know if anybody like from me is going to Yale. And I was like, okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that's in my future. I'm manifesting it now.
Okay, I'm manifesting it right along with you because maybe not Susanna, but I hope one of my kids does go to like a faraway college that we can like go visit and like celebrate and do fun shit. I just feel like that'd be so much fun. And then their friends could come to our house for vacation. It'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like I'm going to my friend's house in Alabama. Like, what are we gonna do there? And then we can show them a good time. We can take them to the beach. Yeah, so
exactly, it'd be so fun. So are you reading anything right now, or what's the scene on reading for you?
Girl, I had like a couple weeks there where I was a reading machine. I read so much, but it was all like stupid rom-coms.
Oh.
I don't really have much to report from that. There was this one book, I think it was called like Bending the Rules or something like that. That was really toxic and really addictive. Other than that, no, I read the same book for like a month. I just finished it 2 days ago. And so I have not been reading. That said, I have like 8 books before I hit my reading goal for the year. And I really think I can do it.
Yeah,
like, I
you
still
can
have
do
all
that
of November,
easily.
all of December. I just got to get back into it. That has been my thing. I've been on a big TV kick lately. So, no, I don't really have anything to report in terms of books.
Okay. I don't have much to report. I have not been that active in reading. I was doing everything I could to get through with this book before it was time for for our now month delayed recording. But the other night I was just like bored and wanted to start something, and I remembered that I had gotten this book from the author signed. It's called Blood Beneath the Snow, and it's by Alexandra Kennington. I know that she's got like a publisher that she's has a contract with, but there was this event in Salt Lake a few weeks ago where you could just like go and meet some authors, and they all had their books, and you could just buy whatever you wanted. And they had like artists and like local designers and stuff, and it was really cute. So she was there, and it's fantasy, and it's Nordic fantasy. So we'll see. It kind of is giving Road of Bones like vibes, which I don't hate. I liked that. But it's just like,
yeah,
it feels familiar. I'll let you know. I'm like literally 2 chapters in. So,
okay.
I'll keep y'all posted next month if I've finished. But, you know, my hopes aren't like super high.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. And then I had a couple of like just quick book culture things that I wanted to touch on before we dive into the book.
Okay.
This is going to be a nice long episode. I'm hoping that we can get through it, you know, with the book part pretty quickly for Katie's sake.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first thing that I wanted to say is that on the 16th, Sarah Parker posted that her initial copy of Ballad of Falling Dragons is at the editor. I'm so excited.
Okay.
It comes out what, spring?
I don't know if she's released like an actual date for it yet. Honestly, it was supposed to be released this month.
Now, yeah.
But obviously she had a lot of work to do. So, I mean, you got to go through multiple rounds of edits and then print and all of that. So I'm imagining like we're spring at the earliest at this point.
Well, I'm not mad at her. I like when authors take the time that they feel like they need instead of like trying to cram it into their timeline. This thing is just kind of funny. It popped up. I don't know why I always get this. It ends with us like drama lore on Facebook, but I got this post from people.
Facebook. That's why you're getting it, is because you're on Facebook.
Yeah. It said Blake Lively's contract for It Ends With Us was released, and it included a 6-figure bonus if she won an Oscar for her role as Lily Bloom. Have y'all seen that movie?
Bro. Okay.
An Oscar?
For It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, please.
The gall to even include that in there? Has Blake Lively ever won an Oscar?
Somebody was like,
fucking way.
They were like, this will never happen, so we might as well just like toss it in there and I guess let her think that this could be a reality. And like, wow, the way that would literally never happen prior to all of the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively stuff. But like now.
But now definitely not. Like not even on the Oscar docket. But like
on the
Oscars are like about, it's for movies that people are like talking about and watching. People were like hate watching this movie. You're not going to get an Oscar.
Exactly.
That was
from Blake Lively.
She's never won an Oscar. I just looked it up. Like, what if you were gonna win an Oscar, babe? It would have been for like, I don't know, Gossip Girl. That's the best work you've done, and it still wasn't impressive. Like,
no, like Blake Lively's not winning an Oscar unless things change. Like, someone is so delusional. It's like she had to have written that in herself because she's the only, like, she must be up her own ass to think that that was ever even a possibility. Like, movies like that don't win Oscars. I'm sorry. Like, that's a really crazy thought to even have.
Yeah, totally insane. So I thought that was funny. And then the last thing, this kind of leads us into what we're talking about today. Carissa Broadbent has released the cover of her next book, The Lion in the Deathless Dark. It's so cute. It's like purpley because this one's more like red. This one's purpley. It's really cute. It obviously has the stupid wording that's like all, you know, whatever, like jumbled. Yeah. But that comes out in August of next year. And that's Septimus et al. So I'm really excited.
I know. And like, one thing about Carissa is she's going to put these books out, baby. Like, she is pumping them out. And the thing is, she's not backing up a deadline. She's not going to miss. This book will be out on August. I think it was like August 4th or something like that. This book will see the light of day on August 4th. And she obviously doesn't do anything else besides write these fucking books.
I don't think she does. But yeah, we'll get to her. Why don't you just start us off with the author biography? Okay. And there's a little tidbit at the end that you might enjoy.
Oh no. Okay. Okay, so this book is, what's it called? The Fallen in the Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent. So Carissa's biography. I've been freaking out teachers and parents with mercilessly grim tales since I was roughly 9 years old. Since then, my stories have gotten slightly less depressing and hopefully a lot more readable. Today, I write fantasy novels with a heaping dose of badass ladies and a pinch of romance. My books include the Crowns of Nyaxia series, the War of Lost Hearts series, and hopefully many more to come. I live with my husband, my son, and one perpetually skeptical cat in the extremely underrated state of Rhode Island. Heavy on the extremely underrated state of Rhode Island. We don't need to get more into that, but that's so crazy. I did not even know that.
I know, me either. I pasted this in last night and I was like, oh, this is going to be a good talking point for Katie, but luckily we've already rehashed Rhode Island, but yeah, very cool. She has a son. I don't know how she's writing this much. Babe, I could barely get on the podcast on time. Actually, I didn't. I was 10 minutes late. Like I don't know how you guys are doing it, but whatever. Okay. So here's the book synopsis. Misha made the ultimate sacrifice to save those she loves and plunged the world into an eternal night. Now, imprisoned by the gods and obsessed with revenge, Asar is desperate to find her again. When a goddess offers him a final path to redemption and back to each other, Asar and Misha embark on an extraordinary mission. Together, they must seize the power of the god of death so Asar may do the impossible, ascend to true divinity. Their journey will take them through mortal and immortal realms alongside both friends and ruthless enemies. But as the underworld teeters on the brink of collapse and the gods prepare for war, Asar and Misha must decide what they are willing to sacrifice for the power to defy death. In a game of vengeful gods and ancient betrayals, there are some debts that even love may not be able to repay.
Okay.
Wordy, but not giving too much away.
Not giving too much away. And this is so I'm going to just make a statement and then it's going to lead us straight into our overall thoughts and general discussion. She kind of like starts to dabble into telling you too much. Then she backs off like you don't know how they're going to get, you know, from point A to point B. That leads me to my first point. I was so disoriented reading this book. I didn't understand at all what he was going to have to do in order to fix all of this ever. Like up until the end when it happened, that was when I first figured out what was going to happen in order to fix this. Not only that, I didn't know what realm they were in literally ever. Like it was just vibes for me. I'm just reading and she's like, we're here. Like, great. I'm not going to ask any questions because I genuinely don't understand how they like stack on top of each other, how you get from one to the other. Like how does Morthrin connect to the under? I don't understand, but like it, you know, it all worked out in the end.
I literally put whiplash. Like, we're here, then we're here, then she's dead, then she's alive. Then maybe he'll be able to be a god. Maybe he won't be able to be a god. Like, we got to get this next little trinket. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here on this day? Like, where are we? Who are we with? I love Carissa. I have loved the Crowns of Nyaxia series as a whole, but like, this was not my favorite book or plot. Like, I feel like there's disjointed things. There's like competing problems where, okay, we have this eternal night. Like people are dying. There's no food growing. There's no sun. Humans are dying. Everyone's worried about that. The underworld's about to rip open the regular world. So that's, you know, an issue. But Asar doesn't give a fuck because Misha's dead. He's like, Misha's dead. Right. Why would I care if the world gets ripped in half because Misha's dead? And I'm like, babe, ooh, this is a bigger fish we got to fry because you have any other friends that are alive, they're not going to be. So let's focus.
Exactly. That was kind of another question that I had. Like, when are you truly dead? I don't believe that it exists. Like, Seisha was dead, and then she was dead a different way.
Oh my god, now that was so crazy.
She's dead differently now. I genuinely don't understand how it works, and it's like, babe, at some point you have to kill people off. Like, if you're gonna kill somebody, they have to be dead at a certain point.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, the underworld. They live in the underworld. That's fine. They're in the dead realm. They should not be accessible to these people. They should not. It should be Misha floats down and finds her sister and apologizes. Like, it should be like, they're dead. You don't disturb them. Like, they can interact with each other, but not you. Like, they can't interact with the living. It's so weird.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know. Another thing is like, because I completely agree with you. Everything is so disjointed. I was like disoriented. I didn't know where I was at. That said, I really did kind of enjoy and I hate travel in books. Like, I hate when we're on the road too long or whatever. I really enjoyed getting a change of scenery or being at a new place. And I honestly felt like this book needed that in order to like keep the momentum moving forward, because there was a lot. And that kind of, this is my last point that I had. As I mentioned earlier, I had been reading a ton of rom-coms and stuff like that. After reading like 15 romance books, coming back to a fantasy book, it's really crazy how much added detail and rambling is required and goes on in these books.
Right. It's required. Like if they don't ramble a bit, like you're not going to figure out why, like what's going on.
They just have to explain so much because they're trying to get you to understand how this world works. But I did enjoy like being in a different place. I didn't want to be in the underworld again for like another book. So it was nice. I just don't think she did a great job piecing together exactly how this system works.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I understand that you still need conflict to be there for the next two books. So sure, like Nyaxia probably betraying the rest of the vampires is one thing, but like we couldn't have gotten the sun back up in these two books.
That was bothering me a lot because I couldn't picture every single scene in the dark. I'm sorry, some of them had to have daylight.
Yeah, and also
in my head.
also it's like why weren't we worried about that? Like I feel like that was just it was the ending. It was like the crux of the last book. She kills him and the sun goes away. Okay. I feel like we could have brought her back to life like it didn't have to be quick, but like it was a 500-page book. You could have brought her back to life in 100 pages and then figure out the fucking sun. But now the sun still doesn't come up and Nyaxia is going to try to ruin the world. And that's a lot to put on Septimus's plate.
Yes, which like honestly, I'm not going to complain. I love him. I would read about him, endlessly. So, and if anybody can fix all of that, it's definitely Septimus et al. But yeah, I agree with you. Like it was bothering me a lot that, like you said, that was literally the end of the last book.
Yeah.
And not even do we not get any resolution. We don't even have like an inkling.
There's no plan
of how this is going to, how's it getting turned around? We have absolutely no idea. She hasn't even really brought it up.
Yeah. And I don't like that at the end of books where it's like, well, there's still a lot to figure out, but we're happy for now with what we did. And it's like, you don't even have another book left. You're like, we're not hearing from you again. So there's no like, I'm not going to sit around and wonder what you're doing to save the world because I have new characters now. So I don't love how it ended. I didn't love the middle, but there were like really, really good scenes, which we'll get into. But speaking of Misha and Septimus, let's just get into our character lineup. I felt like Misha was a lot more tolerable in this book. Like way less
That's exactly
golden
what
retriever.
I wrote. That's exactly what I wrote. I said I don't find her annoying at all this time.
That's crazy because I feel like that was kind of her shtick. And there was still other characters bringing it up like, oh, she's so happy. She's so like, huggy and whatever. And it was definitely evident whenever, especially when she was talking to Vincent, like how they just weren't the same. But that was funny to me. It wasn't annoying, which I was like, thank God I don't have to read this long of a book with an annoying main character.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I kind of was worried at the beginning, like they had found their way back to each other a little bit too quickly. But I think that having the inability to touch one another, that kind of helped like prolong that yearning aspect of things a little bit more. I thought it was creative, but then again, like there's levels to her amount of death. So like once she got a little bit more life, I guess I
genuinely I don't
together
get it.
Is that death is a spectrum in this world.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to get more into that.
I don't know. That's the other thing I put for her was like, I was so tired of her living and dying over and over again because like, I just don't know where she stands, which now I know where she stands, but also there's some more questions about that. Like, how long is she going to live with this immortal heart? I don't know. So I wish we had just gotten to a place where like, she's fully resurrected. She helps Asar do the thing that they need to do, and then we,
Mm-hmm.
can wrap it up with a bow and move on. But unfortunately, that didn't
Yeah.
happen. What did you
Yeah,
think?
and kind
Oh,
of
sorry.
sorry, kind of like speaking of that, I hated that they split the heart in half, and that's how they both maintained like their ability to
Yeah.
live. I absolutely hated it, and I also said like that said when I thought he was going to give her the full heart at one point, like she was going to be the god. I did not want that to happen at all, and like I know it's giving misogyny, but I wanted him to be the god and
No,
her to just
yeah,
be
no,
normal.
I totally get it. I was like, this is not going to work for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually have like a whole section of that later on that I wanted to talk about. But
Okay, great. We can move on then.
how did you feel about Asar in this book? I feel like you weren't like his biggest fan in the last one.
Yeah, literally the only note that I kind of have about him is like I don't know why, like I don't care. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't hate him. I think that he's like a fine male main character. I just like I don't care.
That's how I felt. I feel like he's fine. I love them together. Like, thank God I like Misha enough in this book for me to like actually give a fuck what happens to her, because otherwise I would be like, why am I reading this? Because like
Right.
it's not like he's not. I don't know. It's not like he's not powerful or like doing anything, but I don't care about glyphs. I don't care about necromancy. I'm just like not interested in that. And then I felt like every time he tried to have like a big like, oh, I'm in charge moment, it was kind of ripped away from him. So it was weird. Like
Yes.
whenever he was trying to get back at, I forgot the guy's name, starts with a G or something. The
Gideon is that his
Gideon,
name?
yes, and he like does this whole thing, and he's like, "Yeah, I carved all this shit into him. Like he's fucked, he's ruined." And then he comes back, and I'm like, "Wait, what the heck? Like this was supposed to be your big moment."
That's the thing that is like kind of the overarching theme is that nothing in these books are final. Like
Yeah.
nothing ends in these books. There's always like a way back to things, and yeah, I just think that he's. I don't even want to say boring. I don't think that that's the right word. I just like don't care.
Yeah. I don't dislike his chapters. I don't dislike their relationship. It's just not it's not giving daddy. And it hasn't since day one.
That's the true issue here, and like that's just not going to work. Like this is a romantasy. Why isn't he giving daddy?
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to know.
Speaking of things that are giving daddy, how did you feel about Vincent coming back into the fold?
Okay. So I actually really liked the way that she did this. Like, I enjoyed having his character. I liked that he could not actually come back. He couldn't come be a part of things. He couldn't talk to Araya and like sort things out with her. I kind of like that level of like finality with things, and I feel like the book could have benefited from more of that. But I loved him. I liked getting to see, even though he held things still like really, close to the vest, you could kind of see a little bit more of that vulnerability with him and like more humanity, I guess.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I loved everything about him coming back. I remember that being like I was so shocked by that part of the ending of the last book, more so than her dying. I was like, oh, Vincent, like that's crazy. So I was really happy to see them, and I feel like he was the crux of a lot of stuff. Like he was really helping her navigate everything from like a weird like mirror state. I don't know. It was just like very funny and it added a really interesting part to the story. But yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, who do you have next?
So for the gods, I don't have much. Like for Nyaxia, I said like I legitimately sympathize with her, but I also don't like any of these bitches. Like I'm really curious to learn more in the next book about like the curse that she put on the House of Blood and what went down and like what's going to continue to go down. But the gods at the end of the day to me like are a hindrance to everyone, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like I was ready to I thought in this book that we were gonna like come around to Nyaxia, and it would be like, oh, she's misunderstood, this and that. And like I totally get it. Like I love that she has this vengeance and she's like still exalting it over everybody. But at the same time, I still didn't like her. And I feel like, like you said, they're all getting in the way of everything and they just all need to go. But that's not going to happen.
Right, exactly. And I don't even know like what the world would come to if they were to all not exist anymore. So I don't know how that plays out. That'll be interesting to see. But the only other note that I had about the gods is Shiket. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce her name. Is a fucking cunt. She's pissing me off.
A cunt. I want to talk about her too. I was so happy that every time they brought her up, she was missing a sword. Like, yeah, you dumb bitch. This little human turned vampire stole it from you and you can't get it back.
Yeah, no, I could not freaking stand her. I would like to see her downfall, but it's just like if what happened to, and now I can't remember, was it Alaris or Atroxus? Whichever one was the son.
Atroxus.
He died, there's no more daylight. Okay, what happens if any of these other gods die? Like, I just don't know
there's
if
gonna
it's
be, like, it
feasible.
would be consequential for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't think they should die, but there's got to be some, there's just so much unrest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see what it comes of, like the House of Night and the underworld now siding with what's the one that sees everything? The blindfolded, the god that has the blindfolded people.
Oh,
What's her name?
Acacia?
Yes, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're now with her, but the thing is, like, now that Alaris and Misha are together, they're like not part of the House of Shadow, really. They're like the underworld house. So I'm like, is there going to be a House of Shadow thing later? I'm really confused how that fits in.
Yeah. Girl, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. So Ygritte, his sister, is like now in charge of the House of Shadow, and I felt kind of bad for her.
No, same. Okay, like, do you mind if we jump to Septimus? Because were you, like, picking up a potential vibe that maybe she was going to be his love interest?
No, and Carissa already announced the name of his love interest, so it's not her.
Thank God. Okay, I can't remember now why I thought that, but there was something to do with the end, because now House of Blood and House of Shadow they're like allied
They're only
together.
Nyaxia. Yeah, like they're the only children left of Nyaxia.
Yeah. So I guess just because I thought like Septimus was their leader and Ygritte was the House of Shadows leader, that maybe they would get together. But thank God. I don't want that, but I do want to know more about Ygritte, and like she needs to be a big part of the story. I hope that she's not a villain, because I kind of would really like to see like a I don't know that she has like redemption to be had, but a little bit of a redemption arc for her.
I hope so too, because yeah, they kind of put her in a bad light at the end, but he literally killed her like lover. I know he didn't have a choice but to like get out of the situation. What was his name? Like Benjamin or Sebastian or something? Benedict? I don't know, but he was a guard.
I don't remember.
And he was like in charge of the army, and he was trying to corner Asar the night of the mirror night. And I hope you guys know what the fuck we're talking about, but there was a night with a mirror. And he had to kill him, and Asar did not know that she was in love with him when he killed him, and that fucking sucks. I think like she's gonna go full Nyaxia and like try to get revenge.
Oh God, okay.
But I don't know if we're even gonna, like, the thing is with these books, I don't know if we're ever gonna get any information on the House of Shadow now, because we're shifting totally to Septimus. So I'm like, at what point do I just need to not worry about Ygritte? Like, she's kind of in the past. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I almost wish she wouldn't have ever even brought her up if she wasn't gonna like fill in those blanks. But I really hope that she does. And I don't know. I feel like Carissa's like pretty good to tie up loose ends. So we will see. But I'm so excited to have Septimus back in my life. I love how, like, you never know if he's plotting for you or against you. Even if, like, you have come to an alliance with him, and we saw this with Rain and Araya, they were in an alliance with him and he still fucked them over. But, like, did he? We don't know, because he's obviously going to be a protagonist in this story, like in the end somehow. So yeah, I'm so freaking excited for his books.
I also think it's funny because it's like, even if he is totally for you and down to help you, it's like, at what cost? Like, yeah, I'll get you where you need to go, but my cousin's gonna drug you and beat the shit out of you and put you on this canoe, and you're gonna wake up days later and have no idea what happened, but you're gonna get where you need to go.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, it all comes out in the wash.
So yeah, I was happy to have him back. I was also happy to have Rain and Araya back, even just for a little bit. Although, like, at first I was like, Misha, why won't you just involve Rain and Araya? They can totally help you. Like, this would be a great idea. And then I saw what they brought to their doorstep, like ripping open the underworld and like releasing all of these fucking beasts. And I'm like, yeah, you were right. Like, I take it back. We should leave them out of it.
No, agree. And it's like, I loved getting to see them a little bit more and like have them be part of the story. But I honestly would have liked to have them more involved with things. I understand, you know, why she didn't want to, and that obviously played out. But still, it's just like, you spend 2 books getting to know these people, especially because they're the first ones in the series.
Yeah.
I just would have liked to have them like even more involved, and maybe they will be in the next books. Who knows? It kind of feels like this would be the time to have like a big kind of like Throne of Glass, like posse of people who everybody's kind of playing a larger role.
I agree. I hope we get to see more of them, and I think that's the only way that we're going to get rid of Nyaxia, which I think is actually the goal, is like Nyaxia has to go. May she rest. But anyway, that's all I have for characters, unless you have anyone else that you wanted to recap.
Nope, we can move on. So now it is time for us to play favorites. So tell me, who was your favorite character?
Vincent.
Oh, I love that. He was great.
Yeah, he was great. What about you?
Mine, I said Acadia, and it's not close. And I don't, again, it's been like 5 weeks since I finished this book. I don't exactly remember why, but I do remember thinking like she was the only one who gave me true hope in all of this.
Yeah, like whenever she came to the scene and was like, these are now like this is my alliance, I'm in charge now, I still wonder like what they owe her, because there was like this like mention that Asara had said like it doesn't come free, like the relationship with the god, but I don't know. And I honestly think that if you read Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, you probably have a little bit more background on her, but I didn't finish that one. So I feel like I know who she is and I understand like what her followers like stand for, but I don't know her. And so I was like, okay, we'll see. Like, she might fuck us over. So.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like in Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, you don't get very much of her. I think it's just kind of like one little scene at the end, so you still don't really know her that much in that book. You're not missing like too much in terms of that, but I do really still recommend that book. Like, their story's so good, and I also really liked having their characters come back in for just a little bit. We don't have to talk about them, but I thought that was fun. Okay, what was your favorite scene?
Okay, it was actually Atreus was in it, and
okay.
Well, I have 2 of them. The first one, they were actually in both. The first one is where this kind of loops together, where they're trying to get to the city of the gods, and there's that like lion protector that they find dead, and they do all this work to like get him back to life, and he's like, "Fuck you guys! I've been living a terrible existence for the last however many years." Take some snow and get through there, but I'm still out, and like kills himself again. I was like, I love that. I'm so happy for him taking control of his own mortality. I just like thought that was really cool. And then whenever they get to the city of the gods, and then they end up in Serana's forge to get the axe. That scene was just like sick. It reminded me of like Lord of the Rings, and so I was living.
Okay, those are two really good scenes. That scene where they're like fighting and she's like standing in the fire and all of that, that really stressed
Yeah,
me out.
she
It was
has
like,
she has the axe and she like brings herself closer back to being alive. She's like, oh, I can just like step into life again. I wish
yeah,
that would have gotten her all the way back alive and like the end. She's alive
yeah.
now, but we didn't get to that point. I think that would have been a really good place to make that part be done.
Yes, yes. No, I completely agree with you. My favorite scene was the whole like, okay, not whole, but like the big climax where Gideon shows up as Vale and chaos ensues, and then like Asar has to go like make the deal with Nyaxia, and he's gonna be, I guess, like the god of whatever, the new god. I really, really liked it. End favorite scene there, because if you don't mind jumping into least favorite scene, then after that, so the world like splits open. Misha falls back down into the underworld. I'm assuming it's downward. I don't know how this like physically
How
in the
they
world these
overlay each
things
other.
are happening.
Who knows?
Yes. Um but Misha is like back in the, I can't even say it almost. She's back in the underworld and everybody from the underworld gathers around her and is like, you are our chosen leader now. Like, you are in charge of the underworld. It was giving Disney Channel original movie. Like, they're literally all just standing there, and Vincent's like, you've been chosen. Like, you are
Yeah,
the
that
one who's
was
going to represent us.
so crazy. Such a good choice for least favorite scene. This actually volleys into my least favorite scene, which is not one scene,
Okay.
but it's the entirety of Asar being a god.
Okay.
Every time we flash forward to Asar being a god, and he doesn't give a fuck about Misha or the underworld, but he's like, somehow, some way, there's like a little inkling of like, I'm gonna leave this thing or I'm gonna leave that thing. And then they're like, yeah, those things had my power in it, and that's what helped Misha do that. I'm like, no. That's not clear. That doesn't make good sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just felt like it was all really, really, really contrived. I was like, Asar's going to become a god, and he's going to be better than all these gods, and he's going to do like the best, and he's going to like save everything, and he's going to get to remain a god.
Mm-hmm.
When that didn't happen, I was like, hang on.
No,
Hang on. Not
really
Nyaxia trying to
like
like remake her husband.
I literally hated that. And then it's like, it was also kind of pissing me off too, because I'm like, why can't you guys catch up to each other? Like, why can't Misha just catch up to him? Why can't she just run into him? But he had to like leave all of these things along the way that are kind of like his three things, same as Alaris's three things that they had to collect. And Misha collected all of them like fucking Pokemon. And now...
That's what
I had literally hated it.
That's the thing, is that like Misha wasn't even collecting them with any purpose. She was stumbling upon them,
Right.
grabbing them, throwing it behind her ear, like, ooh, flower, like whatever. And it's like, so you're telling me this brought her back to back to life? This helped her confront Asar? What was with him leaving his heart behind? None of this was last minute. I have a deadline. Mm-hmm. Let's figure out the ending. I was so fucking confused from the time he ascends to the ending. I was like, huh?
Same. And that's what I mean when I say I don't understand how anything in this world works. A lot of times in these fantasy books, it's like, oh, we've got to accomplish this task. And if we do this magical element is able to like resolve things, and it makes sense logically to someone who lives in like our real world. This didn't make any fucking sense. She's just like, anything goes, anything can happen at this point, and you just have to kind of like buy it and then move on. And I'd hated it. And
I was not buying
whole part. It felt so corny and so cringe to me. I hated it.
Yeah, and it's like she started off really strong. She's like 3 things. Collect these things. You will ascend. Your wife or whatever will then be able to become alive again. The end.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say, oh, and by the way, you're going to forget that she fucking exists. You're not going to care about the underworld. Like none of that should have happened. It should have been point A to point B to point C.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have trials and tribulations along the way.
Yeah.
Like every other book.
But not like
this one was
brand new trial, brand new made up solution. It was.
Exactly.
Literally, again, whiplash.
I completely agree. Okay. So last thing.
Nope, we skipped over least favorite character.
That's what I was going to say. Who was your least favorite character?
Seisha. My God, get her the fuck out of here.
That is what I put. She was pissing me the fuck off. Go away, bitch.
Her
Like,
out.
what are you still doing here? How many fucking times, how many ways can you die? That's what I want the answer to. Like, she died. Okay, so real human, she dies. Then she goes into the underworld and she dies. But then she gets to be this, what did they call them? Like,
Sentinels.
Okay, so after that, then she dies from being that, and now she's dead, but she's just
reachable.
like a ghost. Kill her. Like, it's pissing me off. You have to die. At a certain point, it can't just be different levels of death.
And then I was confused because it was like, okay, there was one point where Misha was confronted with the fact that Seisha was trying to get justice for Misha somehow. Because like this whole time she's like, justice, I'm bringing you to justice. I'm bringing you to the God and you're going to die. Like that's what she thought. But then it was like, no, I'm trying to take you to the God of justice for like you to have your justice. And it's like, what are you talking about? Because you're still trying to kill her every time you see, like you're still literally trying to kill your sister every time you see her.
Oh my God. That whole thing pissed me off. And the other thing about it is I did not need more Seisha closure after the last book. I didn't need that to happen. I literally forgot about her. You could have
I didn't
never
even
brought
remember
her up again. Exactly. Literally the first time she said Seisha, I'm like, who the fuck is Seisha? I don't care. Like, leave her out of this. It was serving no other purpose than to piss me off.
Exact same. And then there was something else. She kept mentioning that other like boy that she like grew up with and like killed or something.
Oh,
whatever his name was. Like, can we let this go? It's been thousands of pages since we brought him up. I don't remember him. Let it go.
Yes, it's been so long. And like, guys, there's a lot going on at the moment. Like,
why are we reminiscing?
Let your regrets go at this current juncture.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, last thing, officially, hot takes. What are your hot takes? I'm sure you have.
Okay, I actually already said this. I don't know if this is a hot take. I just like don't care about these two. They just feel really normal to me, and that's not how I want my fantasy books to be. Like, I understand like he's now kind of a god, and so he is better than everybody else. I get it. He still just doesn't do it for me. She doesn't do it for me. The end of the book I thought was like really, really corny. And I don't know if that has to do with just like the nature of being Misha and the way that she is, or if that's just like a new thing that Carissa does. And what bothered me the most is the fact that Carissa doesn't really do like corniness. That's not in her nature. So the fact that that was coming out in this book, I was like, what happened?
Carissa doesn't do corniness? The girl
Aside
who
from
invented
Misha.
Rain, who says like, what is that thing that he
there
says?
There she is. Oh my God.
Like,
okay. That's actually a good point. Okay, I take it back. But overall,
yes,
I tend to find her stories
less corny.
Believable.
Yeah.
Yes. And the whole thing that we just talked about, from the chosen one to the leaving the things behind, from there on out, I felt like what's happening in this book, I just felt like it kind of devolved a little bit from there. So
100% agree. And my hot take is the same thing that you were saying earlier. Like, from an anatomical, physical standpoint, I understand that we're not in the human world. cutting the heart in half and putting it in your chest, that shouldn't work.
Right.
Like, you put a SARS heart back in his chest. However you did that, it wasn't really mentioned. And then, mind you, Iaxia has already like eaten half of this heart. Like, she's like bitten it.
Right.
So who knows what's remaining? Then you're going to break it in half and put it in yourself. And there's this whole thing about how, oh, this might not work for long. Like, now you're having chest pain. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then it's just never brought up. They're just like happy and they end.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be. There should have been, again, I think she should have gotten the axe, gotten herself all the way back to life.
Yeah.
Then all of the little objects could have been used solely to like save the underworld, figure out how to bring the sun back up. The end.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah. I just feel like things kind of fell apart there
Yeah.
at the end. And like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still excited to see what happens next, though.
That's the thing, is that like the next thing is Septimus. And so I'm not prepared to be let down. Like, I think it's going to be good, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Okay. So finally, what was your rating? Stars and chili peppers.
Okay, so my stars, I gave it 3.5 stars, which is kind of low for what I usually give Carissa, I think. But it was seriously pulling teeth to finish this. It was really hard for me. And so I think I also have that bias of like, oh my God, I've been reading this for 6 weeks. And so I kind of give things lower stars when that happens, because it speaks to like what is happening in the book. Like, if I can't, finish it. And then for chilies, I gave it 1.5. I sometimes could give it 2. There were like, it was like densely populated for a few chapters, and then it would be nothing for a long time. Yeah. And then it'd be a quick like 3 or 4 in like 4 or 5 chapters. So I still think 1.5 is fair, but it was like, they were good scenes.
Yeah. Okay. So I had exact same ratings, 3.5 stars. I do think that that's low for Carissa. I think that I'm very happy that this is a duology. This portion is gone. I really don't care to be in the underworld and to travel between realms, all that much more. I'm really hoping that with Septimus, we can kind of stay in the original, like, physical world that we all are kind of used to. I don't know, because like things are obviously going to go down in the underworld and all of that, but I'm very ready to move on.
Yeah, I agree.
From this, I still enjoy the world, and I think that had this been the first duology of the series, I would not continue reading it. But now I'm wrapped up in these characters, and so I have no choice.
Yeah. And
for the chilies,
go ahead. No, never mind. Go ahead.
The chilies, I said 2. I kind of felt like that was a lot, even though it wasn't like sex, because they were physically unable to touch each other. That's what I was thinking.
It's like 2 for like the amount of content, but it wasn't like so explicit, but it was hot.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself.
No, I agree. I think it was like a great level of spice. And it felt fitting, honestly, for these 2 characters who are a little bit more golden retriever-y to me.
Yeah.
So, okay. That has got us for the book, unless you had any final thoughts.
No, I think that's it. I just, as a preface to what we're about to say, have been so bogged down by reading fantasy recently. I needed something light and fun, and I was seriously like, please put out a feeler for something fall and stupid and smutty, and like, please just like get me through the next month without having to like pull my teeth out.
Okay, so that being said, it is time to share what we're going to be reading next month, and this book fits the criteria.
Thank God.
Criteria. Stupid. Probably smutty. I don't really know.
Who knows?
Fall vibes. This book is, I think it's like the 4th book in the series, but it's like a set of standalones. So the other characters you'll pick up on, like we've already gotten their stories.
Have you read
okay,
the previous?
I've read 3 of the previous. One of them I did not read because I started reading it and I didn't like the setup.
But do you know there's smut? You should know based off of the others.
Yes, there should be smut.
I see.
The thing about this book is these 2 characters' story have been building up and they hate each other. Like, she cannot fucking stand him. That's why I think that this will be a good choice for us, because we love an enemies to lovers story. So the book is The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. It's really dumb.
It's funny to even say out loud.
No, literally, like, it is in a Lifetime movie kind of town, like small town on the coast, fall vibes. The first book is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm sure every single one of you have seen it on TikTok or on Goodreads. The books are really dumb.
No, I've never heard of that. This sounds like something made up.
Okay. They're very stupid, but we needed a break.
That's what we
needed to
need.
read
I need something mindless.
And this is that.
Thank God.
Hopefully you're in good hands. Don't be surprised if we both rate it 1 star next month, but like, we needed this.
Yeah, we need a break. Well, great. I'm super excited. I love that it's written by someone with the last name Gilmore. Like, it's just literally giving fall.
It's perfect. Yeah.
It's going to be perfect. And then, so I think you already have books lined up for like December, January, right? Already? Because we were supposed to have
lined up.
Sorry, I'm just like rambling. We were supposed to have the Ballad of the Falling Dragons in the fall this year,
right.
And that has fallen through. So now we're just like kind of scrambling to fill the holes, which was another reason why September was a good month to take off, because we had nothing.
Yes. No, we literally didn't have anything, which I could have, pulled something out of thin air, but it would have been another like fantasy kind of potentially hard to get through, another one that TikTok said is like the best book of the year. And God only knows that we would have hated it. So I have a book for December. I do not have anything for January. So if you guys have any recommendations, please send them my way.
Yes. Just so we typically respond most on Instagram. It's at Girlies of the Club. And then if you are like an old school Gmailer, you can do theclubgirlies@gmail.com. We love having you guys here. Thanks so much for being patient with our month of a break, unannounced break, unsuspected, but
right.
We're happy to be back. I've had so much fun chatting with you. Sorry that half of this episode was just like us catching up, but we really just wanted to release 1 episode this month instead of doing 2 separate ones. So hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Thank you all so much for all the love and support. And I guess we'll see you guys in November.
Okay, guys, we will see you then.
Bye.